Shit. It's TooT3rpd. All right. So I already got a question for you already.
Okay.
Freestyle?
Freestyle? No.
Hey. I always gotta ask. Always.
I was a instrumental musician, not a vocal musician.
Okay. All right.
No.
Next time you gotta bring something in.
That was in my youth, like. Yeah.
Everybody do that. Everybody see.
Hey, but not that I don't have the instruments available to me. I just don't have the wind power for those anymore.
Okay.
I've played the flute, the trumpet, the tuba, and settled on the drums because I am asthmatic as a kid for sure. And I just loved being a percussionist. But unfortunately, in the middle of my 8th grade year, transferring to a school district, the female band teacher didn't understand that I was a female percussionist, and she was confused.
She was hating.
But you a female. And since you're confused about me being a female percussionist, I'll go do something else because you're not the teacher for me. That I love music, though. I love all kinds of music. I listen to music all the time. My children are musicians, but yeah, no, I don't really do it like that no more.
Ain't that terrible? You supposed to be getting some great things happening at school, and look, she done deterred you from your true dreams, man. Could have been the next Lila.
And my band teacher used to try to get me there. And yeah, Mr. Wilson, he used to tell me, you're going to be the next Sheila E. And he would put me in the forefront of all kind of stuff because I was the only girl percussionist. But yeah, oh yeah. That was a few moons ago. Just a couple.
All right. Hold on. Let me be formal again with this. We've been just talking for talking and talking. We ain't recorded nothing. Let me go ahead.
Always talk about it again, though.
You already know.
No worries.
We're going to have to. But y'all already know the TooT3rpd podcast, and it's your boy Donovan, a.k.a. Mr. You Knew What It Was when you signed up.
Socialist T behind the scenes coming at you.
Ooh, okay. Look at him.
It's powerful. I get this now.
I told you. You got to speak it with that. I told you with your chest. You got to say it with your chest. I told you. Hey, man, we about to be ready for stand-up. See? Damn, I might be working it out now. See? I might be a little funny. I don't know. I might be doing something a little something.
Monday was a good trial run.
Good job.
Nah, we'll have to talk about it. We'll definitely have to talk about it. We'll talk about it. But before we do that, we definitely got to talk about our special guest that's in the building. So, I'm going to be real. I haven't known you, but when I first was introduced to the industry, you were one of the first people that was present on the stage. So I got to hear about.
That is always such a weird thing to hear.
Yeah.
That is so wild to me. I still, 3+ years into this, it's so wild to hear people say, yeah, when I first came in, you were the person. I hear you ringing in my ear, be your own best advocate. And that is wild to me still to this day, but it pours into me that I'm doing the right thing.
Yep, because you were talking about caretaking then, and still to this day.
Hey, as long as this program is as it is, and as it should be able to be improved on, I want to. We have the best program for caregivership, for self-cultivation across the country. You can't do this anywhere else. I come from educators and farmers. I just don't have my fingers in the soil yet, but I would be more than happy to try to educate people on how to do it.
And with that being said, I want to present to y'all Dawn The Cannabis Advocate. Oh, hold on. Wrong one. See, look at me. I'm spoofing up now. There we go. That worldwide audience over there. You see all this audience out here, all these people. Yeah, we had to give you the proper introduction.
Thank you.
There we go. All right, now let's get the show started.
Yeah, I need a lighter.
Hey, I feel you. As a matter of fact, yeah, I got one in my pocket.
Because I set that off to the side. Didn't even think to grab it.
I got you.
Cool. I think this is AK-47.
All right.
And I'm being a bad example. We don't inhale butane.
Ooh, okay.
Now,
new rule.
If you crown your blunt or your joint just right, where it's the flat surface, you should be able to just light it and then inhale. If you got a hemp wick, that's different. Yeah, you can inhale. And I didn't freak this first. If you pack it too tight, you need to, what we call in the hood, freak it.
Hey.
But, you know, you need to like massage it and redistribute so the air pulls through. But no, you're not supposed to inhale butane.
This is a TooT3rp first. Nobody's ever did it like this before and explained it.
That's a safe bet.
Hey.
Shout out to the safe bet team.
Hey. I was getting ready to say, isn't that that's a company?
Yes, it is. It is an amazing company I get to work for every day.
Hey.
So I work for Cure Door Brands Monday through Friday, all day long. I am a production assistant and a sales admin. So I kind of do a Swiss Army knife of things. Cure Door Brands puts out head change concentrates, sauce cards, some of the best dabs in the city, in the state, and safe bet pre-rolls, blunts, joints. We've got 1 gram blunts coming. We got 1 gram joints out. Oh, I have an amazing team of people I get to work with, and I get to work with great medicine, and then I get to talk about it all evening because I also am an amazing partner to your previous guest, Marnay Madison, with Flavor Academy.
Hey, shouts out Marnay.
So I'm Flavor Academy's Telehealth Clinic's clinical director. So I run the entire clinical portion of the healthcare clinic. So I do everything as you would in a traditional setting, just virtually. I'm a background in medical assistant, background in billing and coding. I've done all the office stuff. So instead of us thinking that this is like a I just want to get high type of thing, which for me, I medicate with a positive side effect of getting high, but I don't smoke to get high. And for those patients that want to find that environment to talk about their medicine like that, I want to support you like that. Not only that, support you in just getting legal. Sometimes just navigating a website will stress you out, piss you off, and you'll be, oh, this is stupid. I don't want to do it no more. How about you just pay me? I click through it. I see it in my sleep. I've been doing it since it went live. No worries. Let me do it for you. The same stuff that your medical assistant would have done in the doctor's office to get your prior off and then to contact your medical, records and all that. Same stuff. Same stuff. This way it is uniting what you're used to in traditional healthcare to what we know new to us that's usually considered adult use or something to be fun about or something to not even take seriously when we really should.
Yeah, exactly. Most definitely. I feel like, and especially with us being minorities, I feel like it's very important for us to be educated because I feel like that's the one thing that I feel like we know all about smoking it, but the education behind the reasons as to why we smoke, I think a lot of us don't even understand why we smoke.
And it's so crazy to try to get into giving certain terms to patients. Like, I throw medical terms out to people because I'm an applied knowledge type of person. If you hear it enough times and you start applying it to something that you commonly use or do, it sinks in better. I did it when I was in school as a medical assistant, billing coder. Like, what did that do with me? So how does that work? And how do I dissect that? Now you can apply that to several other things. When you're taking this medicine, just like you would your traditional medicines, when you smoking, that's an immediate release. That's immediate titration. That is, your body is able to absorb that the fastest because you're inhaling it, and it goes immediately into your bloodstream. But if you were to use a tincture under your tongue, that sublingual gland is where it soaks in the fastest, which is why heart patients that take nitroglycerin put it up under their tongues. That's the best way to absorb it. Your goal is to get it into your bloodstream quickly and safely. If you were in a hospital setting, they give you an IV and they just stick it in your vein. But you can't. They don't have that structure for our medicine yet. But in the meantime, you can smoke for immediate titration and relief. Then you do an edible or a tincture that's more of an extended release, depending on how much you're taking, depending on what your condition is, where are you applying it. Literally just had a conversation earlier about a local industry company that's putting out women's suppositories. I'm a woman. I can vouch for it. Who's on that R&D team? Let me sign up. And there was a comment on Reddit. Oh, what is the stupid reason for this? that individual clearly doesn't have a vagina or a uterus.
Right.
But as someone who has one, let me share with you, and I'm pretty open book when it comes to my healthcare, because I feel like if it's going to give somebody else some type of foothold of understanding for themselves, I'm not violating my own HIPAA because I'm telling. And I'm not saying anything that I'm afraid of knowing, to the public what's going on. So I am literally like 5 weeks post hysterectomy. I have not had any pharmaceuticals since I got home from the hospital. None. No.
Wow.
Tylenol once. And the only reason I did that is because we're so used to when you get dental surgery or something like that, you immediately take it as soon as you get home because you're afraid that the pain's going to set in. The thing is are you actually in pain yet?
So you're
so used to doing it.
I get it.
But have you allowed your pain receptors to actually tell you you're in pain? Now, I'm someone that has lived with chronic pain most of my life. I've had those gynecological pain issues since I was 12. I'm 42. I've served my time. It's over for me. But that pain had gotten so bad over the last 2 years. After other procedures that stopped all the pain for years, last 2 years, the pain built up to active labor strength pains and cramps 5 to 6 days a week every month. And in the past 4 months, every two weeks. Now, for me, and I'll share this with any person or any patient that I'm speaking to in consultation, because that's pretty deep.
Yeah.
To have, if you've seen a woman in active labor, baby, ooh, that's a different type of pain. But to have to live with that every other, couple of weeks, and it's not just the pain, it's the anxiety of the upcoming pain. So you're afraid to do anything. You're afraid to plan. You can't really work because you're scared you're going to work too hard, or, it's a vicious cycle. With the worst parts of my pain and having a chance to have legal access to medicine, immediately upon onset, I got double strength and a half fecal caps. I'm taking 2 of those every 6 hours. That's as good as OxyContin, and I'm still functioning. Immediate titration. I'm smoking dabs. That's a concentrate. That concentrate where any other time it probably just take me about here. If I smoke enough, I've relieved my pain until something more extended can get into my system. Because by then I'm eating a tincture in my food, or I'm putting it in my tea, or I'm putting it in my, just eating it edible. I don't throw away any stems. Nothing about this plant is really trash. Everything could be used. And I come back every single part of this plant in use to stop the pain. Now, had I got into a regimen where it would work, financially it was straining, but it was possible. But who wants to live like that? So being able to have surgery, it was an active decision of how do I prepare for surgery? How do I go through it? And now how do I recover from it? And it's been interesting. I was able to provide education just on my Facebook and Instagram. I did some half-strength infusions. Put them in the crock pot and mason jars. And cook for a few hours, and then when I got on live, I'll show you how you can cleanly but effectively home do your own infusion. Now, half-strength avocado or half-strength grapeseed oil, put that in. You can bake with it. You can cook with it. You've infused your meal and microdosed. All those different terms I'm throwing out to patients in consultations, because if you're a Google person, you just learn so much about what you can do for your own regimen. And I didn't give you no medical advice because I'm not the doctor. I am a medical assistant, and I should be able to articulate with and for you what medicines you're already, used to taking, because as a medical assistant, you would be coming into the doctor's office and you're going to review your medications with me because I'm preparing you to see the doctor. With that being said, I'm not getting involved in your medications in a medical cannabis certification because it is a little different, and I consider it more of a specialty, like you would a plastic surgeon, a personally selected physician. That physician that you certify with should take this medicine just as seriously as you do if that's your intention. with that, when you start talking about, I'm used to taking this muscle relaxer and this sleeping pill and these, stress, whatever those combinations of medicines, I can then say, hey, well, what methods are you already ingesting? Have you found a strain type or a method that maybe works better for you? I didn't think edibles really were effective for me personally until I got a super strong one. And then all of the whistles went off. I was like, oh, okay, 5 to 10 milligrams is just a little just a little, 10 to 20, 25 to 50 is like, oh, okay, I'm cool. 60 plus to 100, plan to chill. And even then, I'm going to still go hard because that's just me. But I'm aware of what I'm doing because I'm paying attention to my dosage. If I'm having a bad pain day or I'm having a panic attack or any of those different things, that combination of things really can help.
Yeah.
With the Reddit post about the suppositories, you put the medicine where the pain is. And that's why that makes sense.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, I'd say that's really, I've heard of like medicated lubricants and stuff like that, but that seems like it's pretty groundbreaking for like people with endometriosis and like PCOS.
It is. The naval method, and I was so happy to hear another advocate in Moberly that tells patients at her dispensary about the naval method. You received all your nutrients and everything that your mother gave you through your navel already, right? Just because it healed up doesn't mean it still doesn't have those nerve endings. You use different infused oils, possibly, maybe spiritually, and I know a lot of folks that do. Same principle, same thing. Even if it's placebo effect, which does give an effect, scientifically is proven, even a placebo can be helpful. But for me, at the height of my pain, I got infused tea that has stems from all my packs that I've been bags here, bag there, keep all stems, decarb them, put them in my tea blend. I make my own personal tea blend from other great herbs for gynecological and mental health. Make that up, put a little infused oil in there. That's my medicated drink to be able to get through. I did all those things coming home from the hospital. Because I refused to be in a position dependent on opiates again. I tore my ACL 9 years ago and just walking in my garage, and was immobilized for 4 months. And I don't heal like I used to, and I was pretty clumsy for a lot of years, so that just made bad injuries worse. I became dependent on opiates. No one wants to feel like that. On top of that, and then I became dependent on antipsychotic and antidepressants in my last corporate job. When I started grinding my teeth unconsciously and was becoming dependent on Ativan because I was having to take it damn daily because of panic attacks my boss was giving me, I don't want to do this no more. I left when they laid me off, of course, but I left that environment of corporate America because it was unhealthy for me. And I worked for myself and working in different cannabis industry clinics gave me a lot of opportunity to meet patients where they are and drop jewels on them. Learn a lot. I've met thousands of patients across the state, either by phone, by face. Well, not just this state, Illinois and Missouri, because I certify Missouri and Illinois patients. I started in the Illinois market. Like, I ran a clinic in Wood River before we ever went live. I'm poured into by helping other people, and I get to learn, okay, so what's their regimen, what's their affliction? Just like any other diagnostic medical professional, because I'm not saying I'm a doctor. That evaluation of variables is a geek stream, I guess, for me. I'm one of those weirdos. Don't judge.
No, you ain't no weirdo.
But yeah, watching House and different things, like, you want to put that together, and then on top of that, we get to have fun with this plan. So it's, how do I add this in it?
Yeah.
How do I get to do all of this stuff and talk about it? And, I'm excited. It's always exciting. It's so weird how many different things you can come up with. I'm learning something new. I didn't know what flan was when it comes to concentrates.
Put me on. I don't even know what it is.
Basically, it's I don't know, like, how to explain it, because how the guys have explained it to me in the most generalized term, batters and sugars and diamonds and all of that really comes to how those crystals and how those chemicals work with each other in that specific strain, that specific plant. When it comes to making hash, period, doing ice water wash,
Right.
you washing to see how those trichomes are falling, if they're oily enough, or if they're not. Every plant is different.
Right.
Because of that, that means that, like, you know how many Oreo flavors we got out here?
Nah, for real though. You know what? That's a good analogy. For real though.
Like, if you
That's
have
a
all these
fire-ass
Oreo flavors,
analogy.
if you have all these Oreo flavors, or what's another, like Lay's chips, all the flaming hot options. Mm-hmm. I love variety, so to know that I can physically grow this plant that lives, it breathes, it heals, and I can make it work just for me, or I can make it work for somebody I know, I am on top of the room. Like, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I want to share that? So yeah, I get to, try to hold that all in and just go to work every day.
That's hard. That's one of the things we was talking about off air. It's like a little thing that I want to do eventually, where it's like, yeah, I can't say just yet. It'll be a Patreon exclusive, but it's something along the lines of what you're talking about right now. Just learning in different ways.
Because I've learned from so many different jobs. Mm-hmm. I've worked all the things. I've done all the stuff. From 11 to about 13, 14, I was in the library as a kid. After that, my parents worked at universities and in different office environments and different medical office environments. I learned how to watch. Well, I was able to learn at their feet how to run an office. If you can run an office and you can do a switchboard, you can do anything. And I've done it. I can rock a multi-line switchboard like a pro, and just, it's unconscious. I've had it from a boss in hospice that was spooked, that he watched me like roll 15 calls in maybe 3 minutes with like a 4 or 5 line, incoming calls, and still paging people off and still typing the email and still filing stuff. And he just was like, do you realize what you just did? What did I do?
At that point, your job.
That's second nature, yeah.
But then you'll need 2 people to replace me, because nobody else is really doing it like that, because I've been learning how to do it since I was a kid. It's certain things that if you learn those skill sets, it's priceless. It may have been hell learning them. Because I've done all the things. I've done security. I've done, I had a watchman's license at 19, pregnant with my daughter. I've dispatched security for St. Louis Public Schools. And that was a rough one. I'll never go back to security after that. And my father and grandfather, law enforcement. I'll never do security after that. But it's certain things inherent that I can hear a 2-way radio, Nextel, anything like that, and I know exactly what I'm hearing and almost probably where I'm hearing it at. In the earlier years when I first left there, I could hear which school it was almost, depending on who it was, because that was a skill that they expected me to learn. Out of a few hundred officers, I was supposed to be able to recognize each one of their voices, which location they were at. In the event that a fight popped off, I needed to be able to call for assistance.
That's crazy.
At a moment. That's a skill you can't let go. Rocking a switchboard. My dad worked for Webster University in security, ran security my whole life. And when his student workers wouldn't show up, I would be there. So I dispatched. I did switchboard. And have had some doozies of nights where the dean didn't realize his 13-year-old daughter was covering the switchboard and was rocking it compared to what a 22-year-old or older individual should have been able to do had they come to work.
You just cover
right,
people's asses.
That was the way I was raised.
Yeah.
I was absolutely blessed with the parents I had. I totally recognize it now. So I lost my mom 19 years ago with breast cancer. And I didn't have the option to offer her cannabis. Now, they knew I smoked. I had been smoking since high school, 15. Mm-hmm. But I couldn't, present her.
That was one of the questions I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
So, okay, before we go any further,
please.
Go ahead and give me your cannabis origin. Let me hear that first time you ever
cannabis
smoked.
Origin. So, and these two ladies are nurses now.
Hey.
I won't say their names, but they know who they are.
Shout out to y'all.
I went to Webster Groves High School. I'll tell y'all that much. I'm not gonna tell y'all the year.
Okay.
And we were able to have off-campus lunch. Mm-hmm. We had already had lunch because I had kind of maybe got a couple of candy bars out of the snack shop that I might not have maybe took care of in payment. Maybe. I can't confirm or deny.
You know what? That is the most professional way of saying I stole some shit that I never heard in my life, yo. That was cold.
I don't know if that happened.
That was cold.
The recollection is foggy.
You sure you didn't practice law or nothing like that while you?
My father was a cop.
That's right.
That's right. They were celebrated detectives.
Okay. That's right. I keep on forgetting that.
Is an
Okay. Yeah, I can say. Yeah. All right, they really taught you some things. I see.
And we went to gym like right after lunch, and the teacher didn't show up. It was a sub. They didn't show up, so we were like, "Well, we can go over so and so house." She say, such so and so. Okay, cool. I had never smoked weed before. I fronted like I had it. I had L7 square parents. They were Jehovah's Witnesses. Okay? So that just covered all of it. Mm-hmm. Period. So at lunch was the opportunity anyways. We smoked like 1 or 2 joints, got her cats high. It was like 1 or 2 cats, and they was... Oh, I went back to my French class. My eyes was so tight and red. I distinctly remember, like, I was sitting in class, and out of nowhere, I realized I had a Mr. Good bar in my pocket. I was like, "Ooh, I forgot I had this." I said, "Oh, this is not," because it was hilarious. Because I was like, kind of out of myself. Like, did you just really just do that? That is such a stoner thing. Don't do that. You are so telling on yourself. I'm 15. I didn't know no better. 15. Yeah, that was the beginning. You was
probably over there in the corner thinking ain't nobody paying attention to you.
No, I sat in the middle of the class. Oh. I was like, I'm dead sitting down there in the class. Anybody from Dub G probably that sees this probably remembers Miss Bucksbaum.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's hilarious, yo.
Yeah, that was interesting. That was the first time. I really didn't get a chance to have access to it until I was probably 16, 17, because I was working and out of high school and in college, working full time by the time I was 18.
Hey man, hold up. You ain't finna just step all over that like that ain't no accomplishment. Like, oh yeah, I just graduated at 16.
No, because poor decisions were made that caused me to not be able to finish high school. And that was the result was I had to get my GED. And that was probably better because I really wasn't successful at high school politics and the cliques and the groups and the As the child that I was, as a Jehovah's Witness, and the parents that I had, my dad was an elder and he spoke eloquently. So he was a traveling elder that would go speak at other congregations all around the region. Mm. I had to accommodate and get used to and adapt to anybody and everybody. I got a whole white family in Pacific and Eureka. Mm. That's extended family, and they Yiddish. The grandma, I can't say her name, but mama taught me Yiddish, where I knew what they was calling me if they was calling me something. Yeah. She made sure I knew.
That's what's up.
I was able to be exposed to the world from my parents that came from the north side. Mm-hmm. And taught me a lot that I didn't realize until I see other friends and loved ones now that didn't have it poured into them. And it's like, I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm understanding the gravity, and I feel it's my duty to try to share it, so I try to share it. Mm-hmm. But, the parents that had me were They were on me. They knew by the time I was like 18 that I was smoking because my daddy could smell it. They could both smell it. They didn't, but I was working full time by the time I was 18. So kind of paid some cost to be the boss. Not all the way in their opinion, but, we have to go through things. My parents were still strict. They were strict after I had my daughter.
For real?
At 19, I had moved back, and they didn't want me, they would get mad if I went out, and I would go out to the Oz with the neighbor.
Oh,
I'd be back at 5 in the morning. But I'm back before you get up, so hush. Everybody was asleep. She sleep, y'all sleep, everybody's chilling. I was 19.
But you got a whole kid, you going to
I lived with my parents. And the neighbors was right there. And they kids was upstairs with their babysitter. Yeah.
Bro, I'm grown and I know I ain't supposed to be in no damn eyes. I still do
I didn't
every
get
now
to
and
do
then,
stuff
but
like that when I was like the teenager supposed to be sneaking in the club. None of that.
See, I didn't do that though.
I couldn't sneak out the house. I have a cop for a dad.
Yeah, but see, I didn't want to go to the clubs and nothing like that.
Nosy. So
I was always at the house parties and all that.
Let me take that back. We did have some pretty good house parties with friends, childhood friends. Some of the folks got in trouble for it, but I ain't say nothing. That's the good old days. There was a lot of folks that we had a lot of fun back then in our youth. I still didn't get to do a lot of stuff that other folks did still. Because, my parents were right there in my mix.
And then you said, like, no birthdays, so then y'all ain't even do Christmas?
No, but my mom was an amazing coordinator, so I still got things like 8th grade graduation party was off the hook. It was my GED party. It was a group GED party with like me, my cousin, my play brother, another person. Like it was about 5 or 6 of us that they just did a group party and everybody got their gifts type of deal. It was an excuse for everybody to get together without it being a holiday. And my mom would do that, but no, it was an experience to learn that I was using cannabis for my conditions like migraines and cramps, but didn't really pinpoint it until after I lost my mom. And that was the only thing that kept me sane. I stopped smoking right after she passed. I had to because I was like 7 months pregnant with my middle baby when she passed. And at 7-8 months is when they start doing blood tests and, having an issue if you test positive for cannabis and you're pregnant. So I had to rein back, but I had to medicate. My mother was terminally ill from June of 2002 until February 2003. And that was an experience of a woman who could coordinate the world down to the moment. Plus, she did the flowers, she made the dresses, she catered the food. My dad took the pictures, kept all the money in house. To not being able to do that anymore. And her being frustrated in herself that she couldn't do it anymore. I try to be just an iota close to her. It's spooky when I do see myself, and this is gonna be spooky when I see myself, because I do step in her shoes a lot now. It's interesting though. I get to do it in cannabis, which is a place that I wish she would have been able to enjoy. I think she would have been convinced in a weird way.
Yeah?
She was kind of convinced at the end that it was okay for what I was using it for, because I wasn't using it where it was harming my life.
Right.
It didn't take over my life. I wasn't able to not provide for my household.
Right.
She had her, attitude about smell and things like that. But she realized that I calmed down. And it definitely, since losing my mom and just being closer to my dad and being right up under my dad, he definitely sees it and gets it. It was great at the beginning of the pandemic, living with him, keeping my kids in the house. He was doing class from home because he's a teacher still. He still teaches law enforcement. So I'm in the kitchen making breakfast, and him and his kids are talking, and he's talking about, current events and writing prompts and things like that. And something that involved cannabis came up, and they were, oh, Mr. Ebb, you don't know. He said, oh, really? Dawn, come here. I said, yeah, you told me, tell them what you do. Oh, sure, happily. How y'all doing? I'm doing the Cannabis Advocate. I help people get legal in Missouri, Illinois. And to just see their mouths drop like, but Mr. Abernathy, you can't. I don't smoke in his house.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
That don't mean I ain't medicating.
Exactly.
And he respects that.
Yeah.
All he cared about with me smoking, even on the premises at home, was that he didn't want the police to be able to pull up on me and say anything. Yeah. The moment I had that card with that blue field and that little state seal, he was like, oh, okay. I made it an opportunity for my daughter to be open about her medical use. I couldn't have never, and I still don't think, I'll say I'm medicating, but I would never just tell my dad I'm finna go smoke.
Yeah.
My daughter can't know. Like, wow, I did that for you. You welcome. Because that man right there locked people up for it.
Mm-hmm.
He still personally has reservations about it. At least the smell of it, you know. But I told him I want him to smell what it smells like in cultivation, like as it's growing. That's a totally different smell profile than smelling it dried and smoked. So I still got a little room to convince him on that.
Oh yeah. Have you so okay, that's my next question. Are you growing?
Nah, I have a sweet potato that's got some vines growing though.
Hey.
Like, baby steps.
I feel you.
Not yet. I'm working on finding space because I definitely am preferred to be a city resident.
Mm-hmm,
and I want to have my grow in my house the way I want it, where I can monitor and do my babies right. But yeah, no, not yet. No. I will definitely connect you to those that grow. I'll get you to Zach or get you to one day so we can get us class maybe somewhere or whatever that may be, and finding you folks that may be a more virtual that may work for your schedule and time to learn how to grow it. It's your decision how much information you want to take in. I can send you in directions. I'd be happy to do that.
Hey. I'm getting ready to start growing. Yeah.
I can't say that I can take that on just yet, but I want to. I have so many things I want to do with my own grow. Like just defoliating leaves. I'm juicing those. I really wanted to from the beginning of our program is just be able to do raw. Like juicing cannabis raw and introducing that into my diet. If everything else we're supposed to be eating should be eaten raw, why wouldn't I eat that raw? Exactly. You is not a piece or a part of that plant that's not beneficial.
And that means you would definitely have to like be specific in the strains that you grew if that's what you really going for.
And I love a good
that's when terpene
fruits, a good peachy one. Love anything with myrcene, limonene, caryophyllene. I love cinnamon and sugar. Did you know that cinnamon is caryophyllene?
I did not.
That's why pumpkin spice latte. That's why folks just gravitate to it. Warm seasons, you want cinnamon and nutmeg. And
I was getting ready to say something bad. This ain't way too turp.
I don't like pumpkin spice. No, I don't like pumpkin spice latte at all.
You good?
I don't.
I was getting ready to make a joke.
I love cinnamon and sugar. Me and Daddy have a problem. If you can put cinnamon and sugar and bake it, we probably gonna eat it. But that is because that terpene makes you feel a certain kind of way. Start eating that way. You already know how you eat. Something that's fruity. I love cantaloupe. Oh, yeah, let me juice all of that up and be healthier.
I need to work on being healthier. Like for real. I don't eat enough vegetables.
See, I made a concerted effort when I try to eat better and do better. When I'm had the munchies, you eat healthy.
Yeah, see, like we started buying grapes.
Stop drinking soda and juice and stuff. You really got to drink water.
Oh yeah, I know.
Put some lime juice in your water. It makes it taste a whole lot better. Just a squeeze of lime. Not lemon, lime.
Cucumbers are gross as fuck.
Put it in some water.
Good for you. That's eating good water. But watermelon is eating good water too. Cantaloupe is too. I do a lot of cantaloupe when I can find it. But it's being purposeful with what you're doing.
Yeah.
if you gonna eat a certain type of way, don't put the bad stuff in your house. And I say it because my mom was obese. And it was something that she was actively working on before she had breast cancer the first time I was 18. Mm-hmm. And then the second time I was 21. She was already losing, she had lost about 100 pounds before, between illnesses. It was actively worked on, but you have to continue and consistently do it. And sometimes you got to go a little radical. Mm-hmm. I definitely know for me it's pulling back some and going more healthy. Mm-hmm. If you got an option to not eat junk food, but not to say that I don't like my junk. Just find healthy alternatives.
Yeah. That's what I've been trying to do, like more fruits and stuff like that, since I don't like vegetables as much. But like I eat like zucchini, like broccoli.
Have you found a way to eat them that you like?
Yeah, if we steam them a little bit, throw a little bit of garlic on it.
So I tease my cousin and Callie, that's one of my two best friends. She tends to fix everything Mexican, like with the cilantro and the lime and all of that. I tend to go Chinese and Japanese with stir fries. Stir fries are a really good way to kind of get everything in at once. Season it the way you want with the right amount of sauces and juices and herbs. And yeah, that's real easy. Throw a little ramen in there. You got a whole meal and you haven't, like I cut meat back quite a bit preparing for surgery, especially preparing for surgery. I can't go full vegan. My daughter's completely plant-based and I'm a stay. I'm so proud of her. I can't do it. I still like steak. I still like burgers. I still like turkey. I still like chicken, but I did cut back to maybe meat once a day.
I even got to figure out how to do that.
Fruits, vegetables, oatmeal. You need your grains, proper grains, flaxseed in the oatmeal. You smoothies, you work out, you do your pre-workout drinks and stuff like that. If you're going to eat meat, let it be in the middle of the day or before, like 5 or 6. Like at certain times of the day, you shouldn't eat things. Certain times of the day, you should drink things. Like as soon as you wake up, drink water.
Yeah. I'm trying to get better with that.
But have a bottle of water next to the bed. As soon as you sit up, drink like 8 ounces right then. You'd be surprised how your day start off. Even before you start a coffee or anything. But you have to do research. You gotta want to do it. And I just hope, sometimes when I'm blabbing to people like I am right now, that I'm just,
This ain't blabbing, you giving information.
Exactly. Like, I heard it in my parents' footsteps like this.
Yeah.
Just hearing them talk about their work days. So it's kind of, I try, but folks look at me like, you talk too much, or you take over the car. I don't try to.
That's what you're supposed to be here for. What you talking about? You ain't taking nothing over. You making my life easy. That's what I like.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff out here to talk about. It's plenty of things out here to talk about. It's great being in this city, knowing that it's a lot of opportunities that we have if we're educated on them.
So, what got you more so? I'm trying to figure out how the question is. What got you more interested in? Oh no, okay. What made you realize you could really do something like, as far as professional in the industry, and taking cannabis like to that extent?
Oh, that was a leap of faith. Because when I did it, like my whole government, like my middle initial was on my Facebook. Only because when I initially set the page up, I had used like the whole company as like my little middle name. And then Facebook cracked down on everybody about 30 real names being on there. And I had a family page that I'd always had. But I wanted to make this one distinct. And I come from amazing people. Like I love genealogy. Being that I'm my only child, that means that everybody behind me now has a totally different line. Because I'm my only child to my parents, and they're so awesome. But of their 2 families, it's a lot of amazing people that I come from. Like I gotta think how many generations back. Great. Second great, maybe. Grandfather escaped from the East St. Louis Rice across the East Bridge that's right behind us as a business leader. He owned several businesses and had to come over here. Had several businesses and a farm over here. Things happen in the family where we don't have that anymore. Mm-hmm. But for me, it's where were those things at? Because I want them back. My daddy had his name on that. I want it back.
Yeah, I feel that.
And I'm from this region. I've been staying between the bi-state area for the last few years, and it's a lot here that we all pretty much can come from. There's so many people from St. Louis that's across the country, in Dallas and Atlanta and Florida, New York and California, but their roots are here for a reason. This is an amazing place to come from and to build on. It's still, our parents are still here. You know, our community is still here. You can travel everywhere. That's what I definitely plan on doing. I'm trying to spread the word, but I'm doing it in measured steps for me.
Mm-hmm. That's like one of the reasons why I moved downtown. I always wanted to live downtown. So like, I don't know if I ever told this on here, but like when I was a little kid, I went up in the arch. And I remember looking down.
To do that. I can't.
Really?
42 years, I've never been in that thing.
Swear.
Never. I go down to the museum, but I'm not going up inside that. Nope.
Have you been to the museum?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the museum.
Now, I haven't been there since they redid it. Mm-hmm. But that's okay.
Oh, you gotta go. You definitely gotta go.
I got some people that's like, I know I got family from Cali that's coming back in town in like September, and we may do something like that.
Oh, you definitely gotta take them down there.
Yeah, because I want to say her oldest may be coming to town with her, so he's never been here. But yeah, no, that's overrated. I'm okay.
They be finally telling the truth about shit.
My ride is tell me how to drive through Forest Park. I've learned how to driving through Forest Park. Now, if you can drive through Forest Park, you a pro.
Okay.
And know where you going.
Yeah. I was up there as a little kid, and then when I looked down, I saw these buildings, and I was like, I want to live there one day. So, I ended up doing that.
I see a lot of these skyline pictures. My dad is also a photographer, so he took a lot of pictures everywhere. And we used to live down on Washington.
Yeah.
It was right after my mom passed, actually. So it's been about 19 years since we stayed down here. And yeah.
Man, I should have held on to that.
I don't have the best memory. They broke in my neon. And they stole my weed. I was so mad. Like, they had opened the armrest and it was like, they took my header case, they took my bag. I was, oh man. And it was right outside the back door. Literally like the steps to the back door.
You should have known not to leave that in there.
Man, look, it was not in an open area. What you want with my little neon? Wasn't bothering nobody.
Hey man, everybody know that's where the loud be. Back in the neon days.
I was much younger back then. There was a lot of moons ago that I didn't realize the sneaky spots where you really should be hiding your stuff.
What happened to the Dodge neons, man?
They discontinued. Take them off. Them little bubbles don't need to be on the streets no more. I'm gonna tell you how bad my neon got. Somebody that was stalking me.
Oh shit!
Unfortunately, I believe broke in my vehicle and left my ignition plug sitting on my passenger seat for me to find going out to a job interview. I had to start my car with the big orange handles screwdriver until I got rid of that car for like months after that.
Hell nah.
Thugging it.
Hey, don't be putting that on don't be putting that on the neon, yo.
No, it ain't the neon, but I'm just saying, like, I walk out to my car and the ignition plug, that was a bad memory with that car. Like, I had to, because I had stuff to do.
You disrespectful.
No, it was just she. Weird situation. No, I didn't do anything. We grew up together. I had her, she was like a little sister, but I didn't understand that she had feelings for me that I didn't have. That's weird. So there's that.
Ew.
I don't, no disrespect, but that's just not my bag.
Ew.
And I was oblivious to it until it came back to me in rumor form from a loved one. And I was like, you say what? Clutch my pearls? No. Me? Do you know me? Okay, well, all right. There's nothing I can say because you believed it all this time.
Damn.
Yeah. So no, it was an experience. It was an experience. But that was it was like, good morning, sitting on the seat. They didn't take the car. That was the thing. They just left the ignition plug on the seat just to piss me off.
That's fucked up, man. And they did, and they waited on the day. They knew, man. That's some woo.
I don't think the individual knew that I had an interview that day, but they knew that I was job hunting.
So then they had to know something. They was hip. That's woo. They don't even want you to get money.
Oh, that's
cold. Cold blooded.
It's unfortunate when you're nice to certain people and they don't understand how to just receive that and reciprocate. I'm not that person. So yeah, it's where I get to deal with the public now is doing different platforms and forums, just talking to patients without having to necessarily be right there in their faces. And even the days that I am there, as you can hear, if you couldn't hear, it's a little raspy. Because last week was a patient drive and it was talking over hundreds of other people, essentially. But talking for hours. Like, I think the breakfast was at 8:30, so things started about 9, maybe 10, until about 4 or 5. And that's not including, like, the after party stuff. And, come on, man. I have no voice. It'll take about a week. I'll be back to normal by next week. I did this. It was even worse. When Illinois went rec, the clinic I used to work for had the opportunity to provide education right outside of one of the Illinois dispensaries on the east side. And I got there, it was probably about 8, 9 a.m. No, it was about 8 a.m. So about 5, 6 p.m., I was talking loudly, straight on in the cold, under a tent. I had no voice. None. I meandered and made my way to, like, Applebee's. And sat down and was like, tea. I can't say nothing. I get tea. The poor server, he was like, I pointed to it on the menu. I said, my voice gone. Tea. And I'll point to what I want to eat when you come back.
Blink
I
twice if you
said,
need help.
right. I said, oh, man, I just really did myself in. But it was all for the mission of telling Illinois patients, it's great that you can get adult use now, but guess what? You could actually take advantage of this medical program for a small investment, and you willing to get taken care of for 3 years. You can go to the other side and not even stand in this line. And your options open up once you go on the medical side, because the menu for rec is only, so many pages. That menu for patients is wide open, and you got less taxes. Like, break it down in the sense of this is an investment. Some, got it immediately a lot. All right, don't matter. Some are not, pliable or just receivable of any information that's going to expound on what the possibilities may be. And for those folks, cool. You'll find out.
Yeah.
I don't argue with those folks anymore.
Exactly. Can't. Like, I'm starting to realize, like, everybody got, like, their feelings about certain things. And it's like, depending on how they look at it or depending on what they say, you can kind of figure out in a couple of sentences or, like, whatnot. Like, all right, I can kind of reason with you, or you kind of just, you stuck on what you stuck on. And
if that's what you want, baby, that's cool. Namaste.
Yup.
Thank you so much for your input. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
We can agree to disagree, or we can just go ahead and let it go. Because sometimes you got to go there. And I hate having to, I don't have to do it often, but it's unfortunate when you do.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. But, hey, maybe one day they'll get hip.
I see, and therein where how I was raised comes into play. I was knocking on these doors over here, Central West End, West Side, North Side, Sherman Park, like all of these cities and areas as a kid. I could take a rebuttal and throw it right back at you. Because I love a good Bible thumper. I love a good Bible thumper. Be like, hey, so did you know what's in the anointed oil? Let's crack Matthew's open. Let's look at that recipe list. Let's see what you're talking about. Because that word right there, cannabis, that's actually cannabis. What? All those attributes, all those things are known in frankincense and myrrh, and all those things are known. You thought that was going to be the one that wasn't? It's just the one they didn't want you to know about. Well, okay. Well, there's that. And, I mean, once I have a sound argument, and we have a whole system in our bodies, like your integumentary system, your endocrine system, your endocannabinoid system is made and creates a synthetic form of THC already. It's just needing supplementation. That system needs to be nourished, and this plant does that if you use it right.
That's a fact. Yeah. So, if somebody has smoked recreational for their whole life and they're trying to learn more so how to smoke as a medicinal purpose, how would you suggest they first going about doing so?
Well, understand first that anytime you ingested this plant, you were medicating. You may not have put it in that structure. You may not even thought about it like that, but you were. When you're drinking water just because you was thirsty, you still needed to hydrate your colon. You still needed to lubricate your eyes. You still needed to supplement all those things. So it really is being concentrated about what you do. I guess it is an analogy how this plant works, because this concentrate, this dab right here, that comes from a huge bunch of plants to just make a little bitty dab's worth. I just need a little bitty crumb to be able to say I have some pain relief or some type of major relief. That's a measured dose. That's a measurable dose. So every time you ingested it, that is a measurable dose. Now, what a measurable dose also means in your traditional medicine, as you already know, is you coming from the ER, you coming from your regular doctor, and you got to take vitamin D every other day, 4 of these gel capsules that are like a couple of thousand units. And you're supposed to take that medication at that ratio and at that time, because your weight, your height, and all those different factors of your condition and blood work have said you're deficient in that condition. Same thing. Now, once you figure out how much you taking in, because you may be a concentrate smoker with a flower back, like most of it. Well, I know I am now. I'm a hash girl. Shout out to the Curador team. I'm a hash girl more than I am sometimes a flower girl.
Really?
But that's because I'm coming past pain relief. And that's a great way to just kind of get it happens that fast sometimes, to get a real wash of relief sometimes. Pain, aches and pains, your muscle spasms and things like that you really maybe are just used to feeling, that you just used to being in pain about, that once you don't feel that pain, you feel weird. Okay.
So I kind of want to have, since you going on a dab.
This is, what is this? Sweet baby truffle pie.
Oh, I ain't ready to try it yet. Hold on,
but I'm going to let you smell it.
Oh, okay. But I think there's no other perfect person to have this conversation with other than you. So, you know, a lot of people in the community are afraid of concentrates.
And there are baby step ways, okay? I love telling people this at vendor days. Okay, so got a joint. Let's just imagine this is a whole joint. And just like I showed you at the beginning of our episode, where I had it on a crowned tip. You put that crown tip, usually it's about, because I've smoked this down, a gram. Now, we have baller buckets that come out and it's 3.5. That's a nice little amount for like $150 or so. That's a great deal, honestly. But those are usually exclusive, so you got to get them when they out. Because if y'all, get them, then we can make more. Put just a little bit on the edge. Let's just say this on the edge of it. just on the edge. You don't want to put a lot because a dab will do you.
Right.
But if you put it right on the edge, when you light it, it's going to burn down the sides. It's going to burn with your flower. And it's burn just enough where you're not taking a super hot hit, but you are feeling it along with the flower, just like you see moon rocks and different dressed joints where you got hash oil and keef and all of that. That's all it is. A moon rock is a bud rolled and wrapped in like hash oil, or just so it's super sticky, and dusted with keef. That's you just deconstructed the plant. That's all. You still gonna smoke it, but you got it in such a concentrated form that it's gonna have a layered effect. Now there is and I learn more every day, even though we may not have these products on the shelves yet. Trust and believe one day we all pray that we'll be able to have these awesome different variations available on the market. So on one of those breakdown posters that are in a dispensary, there's a version of concentrates called Full Milk. Full Milk is an experience. Where you get to taste its progression of the plant. That's something that's very ritualistic. If you're taking your medicine and your health very seriously, a lot of folks are becoming much more ritualistic. That is a way to make it more serious for you and your medicine. You used to smoking. Okay, how ritualistic is it for you? Are you doing it before you meditate or while you meditate? I know I do. Sage going and all. You know where your mouth is.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's nothing wrong with you communing with your higher power, with your peace, the way you see fit. And there's different variations on that, but why not? Just pay attention to what you're doing. Journal it. That way you can pay attention to what you're doing and duplicate that in the event you need to. You may not want to medicate like that all the time. But on the occasions that you do need to, do it in a measured way. You know it's going to work. You assume that opiate that you usually grab to is going to work. You usually assume that antipsychotic or that Ativan or, all those, that's what you expected to do. I make mine expected to do. The same exact thing. You have to work on finding those pieces that fit in those puzzle spots.
Yeah. Makes perfect sense.
But it's trial and error. Sometimes it's frustrating. Sometimes it's a lot of fun. And then I like variety. So it's like, oh, I get to try that. And that smells great. And oh, that tastes like this. And oh, that's back. Yeah. That's so fun.
Shoot. Okay. So I do dabs occasionally. I just don't try to do them as much because I'm a flower dude. But I'll go ahead and do one with you today. I'll let you start it off though. Let me go ahead and grab the torch.
You got the temp gun.
Yeah, I got one.
I couldn't even while I'm asking that. I'm acting like I know what that's supposed to be. Don't have me embarrassing myself. Lord.
See, I used to be all about the temp gun, and then I just started doing the arm test. You just stick your arm close and see if it's too hot.
Okay, so the way that head change products are recommended, that's not going to give you a measured experience. Let me say it like that. Hot dab. You're not finna have me up here taking hot dabs on camera? Why would you do that? You want to show people my out coughing face? Negative. That's not what we're doing. Hearing or seeing, because I don't need y'all to hear my cough neither. That's not cute.
That ain't what it was.
I have a recognizable cough, unfortunately. I was at the Cola Lounge one night at the Dab Bar, and my former boss just happened to be on the phone with someone in the club, and he heard me coughing in the background. He's like, "Is that Dawn?" And I was like, "Oh God, I feel spotted." I guess it is. I am here. But that was quite funny. No, it's okay if you can't find a thermometer. We don't have to take the dab. I won't have to, we won't take you through that.
All right.
Smelling, just being able to smell these products and then being able to use it in very small amounts, you still get the benefit of a $60 investment. A gram is about $50 I think it's about $55 at most dispensaries. If you don't catch it on sale, if you don't have like loyalty points, a lot of these dispensaries have those ways of doing that, because I don't encourage patients to make this type of product at home. Now, I'm all about the DIY. Like I said, nothing about this plant is really trash. Put it in your food, put it in your drink, put it in your bath, put it in, like all the things. But yeah, no, when you can make that stretch for a long time. You got old school knife hits. Some people go there if you ain't got the apparatuses, but
wait, whoa.
You never did knife hits?
No, what is
knife hits?
No.
Oh, that's some.
That's some old.
It's
That's old school.
Yeah, that's freebasing method basically.
What?
We used to do that with resin in high school.
Yeah. We didn't have nothing else to smoke.
Yeah, no, that was cleaning out chillums and.
Yeah.
See.
You learned something new today, huh?
Well, I started smoking in my 20s.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I learned a lot more, and I've learned so much more in the last 5 years about cannabis than I knew all my life. I'll be very honest about that. Like, I watched from the sidelines as we went to legalization. I didn't get involved in politics because I didn't grow up believing to get in politics.
That's true.
So I don't talk about it. I don't get involved. I have an opinion, but I don't be wanting to, mix all that. Nah.
Understood.
But once it was legal, oh yeah, I'm there.
Yeah.
That's all I needed was that opportunity, like a chance in my home state where I don't have to be. In Illinois, it was okay, but once it was home, that was different.
Yeah.
Because that means I can get all my people on. Everybody, if you own properties, you could be renting these out, you be doing X, Y, and Z. It's so many opportunities if you just buckle down. Sometimes it just takes a few times for a message to be heard before it actually sinks in. And it's a fact, it takes about 3 times for you to hear something before it really sinks in.
Yeah, that's true. That's how I do with names. Like, I got to hear your name 3 times. And then
That's why in school they talk about it, they have you write it, and then you got to do it for homework.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's supposed to instill it 3 times. I was just terrible at turning in homework. But
I was going to say, I'm in the same club.
Terrible at it.
I was in the same club.
But it's easy ways you can take dabs too. So this is a terp pen, and this was like $35. But it's like a straw because it heats up only when you inhale. And the coil is right there.
Interesting.
Now, I could grab the Puffco pen so y'all can see it real quick because there is one last device I have. Just give me a second.
All right.
See, I still snap, crackle, and pop when I stand up.
I've always been doing that. I do that all the time. Shoot. Oh, okay. Dope.
And then my Christmas gift from my Curador family.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Puffco pen. This awesome device right here is like the it's not a volcano, but back in the day, some folks may have remembered the volcano with the polyurethane bag. So this is just like the tabletop Puffco device in a pocket. Wait, is there anything in here? I have to make sure there's something in here. Hold on. So you open it up. I probably need to clean it out. That's part of the problem. That's why I gotta find another chamber. You can replace the chamber, which is why I have this colorful one replacing the original too. I'm a little rough on them, I know I am. But this is where you can like put a nice little dab in there, and then you just take your walk and you take a couple hits. Like, and it's so sleek. You don't, that's the cutest thing ever. I love gadgets.
No, Puffco, they also did was it the flower? I forgot what. It was a live flower vaporizer. I forgot what the name of that one was.
The seahorse.
Is it the seahorse? This one came out maybe 2013, 14.
I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I don't know.
I ain't know nothing about this.
This is an investment though. Any of these electric pieces are definitely gonna be investments, but find the right one, it's definitely worth it. Cause this little baby is awesome. That is fantastic. Now I want a traditional one, but I can wait. Those are a little different. But being able to just take your medicine real quick, easily accessible, clean, that's priceless in my opinion.
Okay.
Now that we can do that, I love that part.
Huh. I don't know. Like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm a person that likes processes. So it's like, I like the whole, getting it all together, on the torch.
So you like the ritual part of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's how you figure out how you medicate. Preparing your medicine, preparing for your day. Food prep for some folks is meditation because you're preparing for yourself and preparing for your day. Might as well look at it from that perspective. If that's what you use in that ass.
That's true.
Only the English language, if you use it correctly, it's amazing.
I like this.
I like spelling, and my parents were just those type of people.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, I just feel like, a lot of people just like be remixing words and stuff and just remixing yeah.
I read a lot as a kid. Like I said, I lived at St. Louis Public Library. I was back in the stacks. I was everywhere. I read the first few years of the summer reading program. I had filled up a few of those 400 entry sheets to the point where it was like, we know you're reading. It's cool. Don't. You ain't got to bring no more. We see you every day anyways.
Yeah.
Because I had an opportunity I loved reading as a kid. So I got to step into all those different imaginary worlds and have all those thoughts and those experiences that actually didn't happen. I just read them in a book. But I learned a lot. A lot. You learn how to sometimes almost want to anticipate what to do. When our industry went live, there's no one that does already what I wanted to do. Losing my mom and being a person that was her advocate, but not even knowing what that word advocate was. I didn't know what that was until maybe 10 years ago. Like, that was a thing. That was a person because I couldn't find nobody. It was just me and my daddy trying to, keep it together and take care of her and get her where she needed to be and do what needed to be done. With that, knowing how to navigate, she was already a young woman navigating healthcare with chronic pain as a black woman and as a black person. But as a black woman, we're not heard about our pain. So she been fighting this battle since 15. She made it to 49. This is a navigation that she had to instinctually over time learn. And she taught me. I had so many things as a medical assistant you would be surprised that people don't know. And I'm baffled by it sometimes because it's like, nobody told you? That's so messed up. Well, this is the thing. And I want to rap it to them because someone didn't pour that into you, but I know that's her. That's really where it comes from. Because I did have it poured into me. I just didn't know it was being done that way. To see it in deficiency of some people, it's like, oh, you're breaking my heart. No, let me talk about this real quick because I feel like you need to know that this is an opportunity. If I could do it in a uniform, not so much individual platform to help folks, that's what I'm for. And I say that because I lost a patient last year. So I still try to offer different levels of services besides getting patients legal in Missouri and Illinois. Is how do you navigate your health care after you get legal? Like, this is cool. We smoke. Yay! But now you still got to go see your primary care physician because you got high cholesterol, you got diabetes, you got hypertension, you got all these things you still having to combat. And guess what? With those medications, your certifying physician needed to know those medications you taking because there are some possible adverse interactions with certain terpenes and certain strains. But you wouldn't know that unless you're honest. Have you ever read Medical Apartheid?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you gotta read that.
Okay.
So there's a reason why you have white coat anxiety at a term in general, especially for black folks. You know about the Tuskegee experiments. You know about that. But there's the deep-seated trauma that we have had to endure in our medical environments.
I have heard of this book.
The depravity, like when, I can't think, Marion Sims, I think is the name, considered the father of gynecology. He did surgeries on anesthetized black women. You're just cutting them off. And I'm saying this as a woman who just had surgery 5 weeks ago. That field, it has come leaps and bounds beyond what our foremothers had to go through.
I've known some women who had to.
And I bounced back. I feel like I bounced back like a champ from mine. But I also had a lot of opportunity for safety and security and pain relief, even though I didn't like the stuff they was giving me in the hospital. And they had me on this stuff in the hospital. I couldn't wait to get home and not take this stuff. I was like, I'm feeling deadened, and this is not the feeling I like. Especially been off of any pharmaceuticals like that since 2017. Into 2017. All of that had to stop. To be on anything that heavy, I was like, I don't like this feeling. Now give me my plant back. This is not right. And learn how to medicate in that space. Because now I still deal with other health issues and other surgeries to come for preventative things, but necessary things that are going to be very planned and very specific on how I'm medicating, how I'm taking care of myself, how I am recovering from those things, and using this plant as many ways as possible to be able to share with other people, other women, even other men. It's pain is pain. If it's a way that's going to solve my pain, it might work for you. Maybe not in specific locations in the same application, but there's still opportunity. I feel like it's serving a very useful purpose. I just want to thank you. If you want to pay me for those services, that's great. Drop those jewels. I love doing that part, but it really is. The knowledge is free. I just pay for my time.
Yeah.
That's really all it is. And I realized that I would rather my people just kind of know, or at least know that there's somebody that can do those things. If it's not, we need to create more.
Yeah.
That's what I need desperately, is finding more means. Because I've done all different kind of jobs: food, retail, security, office work, medical office work, call center work, medical call center work. All those different jobs and all those different stressors and different tasks that I learned all lend to being able to help a patient navigate that aspect or this aspect, or connect something on the back end for someone that is like, why are they not doing this for me? Well, you may not have shared X, Y, and Z, or have you provided them with X, Y, and Z? Have you followed up as in X, Y, and Z? There are instructions, and most of us, because patients are sick, we don't follow instructions. We don't follow directions. In healthcare, anybody that works in medical and healthcare, we are the worst patients. And it's a lot of us. Half the world is in healthcare, I feel like.
Yeah.
And we're our own worst patients. You have to be more self-disciplined, that's for sure, if you really want to take it seriously. But I think if you become a grower, you learn a lot of discipline, because you got to say about them girls. I'm not there yet. That's another reason I'm not there yet.
Yeah, I've been slowly but surely trying to, that's why I said with the processes, that's why I've been trying to do all that. So I do a push-up challenge. So for every episode, that's how many push-ups I do in a set. So it's simple things like that is where it's if I'm learning all these processes, it's gonna be that much easier to really just go ahead and stick to this. And
you set your goalposts.
Yeah,
That's really what it is. You set your goalposts.
I guess so. Huh?
It's unique being in this industry because I never thought I would have been in the production side of it either, but I love it. And I still get to do this side of it: patient interaction, patient support, advocacy, all of that. Like once this uploads, I get to share it with the team, and they liable to throw it on while we working, and and then I can be super embarrassed and be laughing and stuff at myself because I sound country and I talk about myself already.
Nah, you good.
But
You got to come back with the crew.
Oh, to gather everybody, you had to come out when we had
All
something.
right, we come on location.
To talk to Corey.
We didn't did that.
You had to talk to Corey and see if we can do something because I can't coordinate that type of stuff. That'll make my brain itch. Because, I mean, we've had, like, the holiday stuff, but we get to, like, have a family day every day. So it's a dope team of people built from the top down that are all really passionate about this plant. Active about emotional balance, holding space, or being clear about boundaries. Like, we all have our anxiety and hang-ups of what we came from in the regular secular world. We all been burned. Most of us come from some other aspect previously in cannabis, be it in dispensary or in cultivation or in clinic or just new to the industry and just a patient, not even a patient. It comes from all walks because if you're about the plan and earnestly about being team members, it's a cakewalk.
Yeah.
It's dope. It's a dope group of people. This awesome pendant was wrapped by one of my coworkers, and I can kick myself in the knee because I cannot think of the name of the brand. Dang it, her name is Sarah Vogel, and she wrapped this awesome pendant for me. So it was a push gift to me on a sober me taking care of high me, or vice versa. So I got these crystals on a mushroom retreat, and I saw some other pieces that she had made. And I was like, hey, if I get you a few, you mind wrapping these for me? Because I gave out my daughter all my jewelry making stuff. Like, I used to make my own jewelry too, but not to these intricate designs. I don't. Yeah, I probably could if I had stuck to it, but no. She ended up giving it to me on my daughter's birthday, my oldest of my 3, and it's perfectly the way I wanted it. 3 stones, 3 different metals, and it's exactly the way I would have wanted it. It's like, you didn't even know, but you're dope, and the universe put you right around us for, like, we're all chilling, and we all come to work, and we like what we do in our separate roles that all works for the greater good of getting dope medicine out to the streets.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I get to enjoy getting up every day. This plant saved my life. That's pretty much my cannabis journey. Like, it saved my life. Even though I've hit the bumps in the road with working with different companies. But that's experience. I got a chance to put my roots down on Cherokee Street. Like, I'm from St. Louis, north side, west side, all around, but working the ground and, like, meeting other business leaders and promoting other business leaders and promoting Green Light District STL hashtag. Like, from the moment that folks were coming on Cherokee asking, well, you're a cannabis clinic and, those things, and they come in and I'm like, oh, yeah, so you can talk to Zach about growing, you can talk about Brendan about the cola, you can do this. And that's how it ended up spreading like wildfire. Everybody was in the NPR and in the papers, and it's like, that's what I'm saying. That's all it should be.
Yeah.
All of us win if we all get on. Like,
exactly.
As long as I can send it, I've done maybe my part. It'll come back my way when it's time.
Yeah. Nah, for real though. And
it's been an interesting ride to see that folks just it does not seem like it's been that long. But the longer it's 2022.
Yeah.
And I was like doing things out in the public eye from 2019, like January 2019.
Yeah.
And that is a lot in just a short amount of time.
Yeah, for real though.
Yeah, like I said at the beginning, it is wild to me to hear that I've made that impact. But to know that that's a drop in the bucket to what I know is possible.
Exactly. That's how I be feeling about this, for real.
So yeah, I'm trying to stay patient. Just find my comfort zones. Creating, content off of what I'm experiencing right now. So yeah, I've got an appointment with my director, editor, photographer, videographer, soundtrack artist, cousin. That covers my stuff in my video. So yeah, we just haven't sat down and actually done another few videos. But yeah, I'm working on getting that because the information in detail about how I'm recovering is probably valuable to at least a few people.
Very important.
So yeah, we get that moving that way.
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like there's not a whole lot of black women in cannabis that talk about the personal medicinal reasons for the most part. Or am I just not hip? And if not, get me hip, please.
I don't think that's ever been presented to me in that fashion, and that is interesting because you're right.
Okay.
Yeah, no. That's a unique thing. And that's still, and the perspective is I'm outside myself really? That's wild. That is wild. I'm still grasping that.
I mean, honestly, that was really I'm so appreciative that I got Lila. But one of the other things that I wanted to do, I also wanted to get a black woman as a co-host as well, because I felt like these were two things that were misrepresented in the community. I just couldn't.
It's a weird space to be in because as a woman you have to tiptoe a certain way, and as a black woman you are expected to tiptoe and point even further. Anybody that took ballet know what I'm talking about. I took ballet, jazz, and tap as middle school, so it's difficult because when we speak up, we're angry black women. No matter what.
Yeah.
I could be speaking in this tone.
Yeah.
But I'm being direct, being curt. I'm probably enunciating every syllable because I want to make sure you understand the King's English like you're supposed to. Since you think you can talk to me in the way and fashion that you seem to think you can. And because we don't usually have the opportunity to stand up for ourselves in those spaces, it is an obstacle sometimes. Because when I quit the last clinic, and the way in which I decided to make sure that I did it where he visually could see I'm leaving your stuff intact because he was not a local owner. I got you on video call. I'm locking up your shop. Everything is safe. Everything is tucked away. Everything is accounted for. I'm actually right here, as you know, down the street from the post office. Where would you like me to mail this key? As I'm locking it up. Because I don't think you would have given me any notice when you got that wild herb your ass. And decided, okay, this the morning I feel like you're expendable. I needed to do that for me. Way more than for you. You got it. Remember, just weeks prior to me doing that, he said, I can do this job with you or without you. You sure can. But can you? And if you can't, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I set the bar so high. But, but you know what? I know my successor said he did an awesome job too. Let me not speak on my successor. Yes, the person that took the position after me did a dope job, and as a dope young man.
There still wasn't no Dawn though.
Nah, but you know what? He impressed me because he took up for me without knowing anything about me.
That's hard.
When other information was presented to him, but he looked at the facts. He looked at what he walked into in an immaculately kept up office in all things. Yeah. And just seeing me in interaction with other folks, but I didn't know he had replaced. I didn't know before he knew who I was. So he told me, well, after he was gone, He was like, oh, no. I had asked him, I said, what you do to her? For her to do that to you, she don't come off as that. What you saying that she was, I don't see that. And that damn near brought a tear to my eye. I was like, yo, bro, you don't even understand. To be taken up for out here with a biracial, white presenting man. Bro, thank you. You don't even know. And that's powerful because that means that I made sure he was straight when he came into a job he didn't have an idea to do. And you see that there's a standard. I've seen different clinics come and go. I was around for the weed certs mess, and I helped clean up the weed certs mess. I unfortunately had a really uncomfortably close perspective of it. And it was infuriating to know patients were so disrespected with not only wasting money, but to talk to somebody lying saying they're a doctor. And now we got to take you through this process again. That's not fair to you. Because your hip, in your opinion, you can still feel like your hip was violated. And that's a problem for me because I've signed paperwork. I got licensure. Like, that's not okay. Because what you share about your healthcare is sacred to you with whom you choose to. I don't mind telling certain things about my healthcare if it's going to help somebody else, but you don't, you shouldn't feel or fear that information is going to some goofy on the other end. You shouldn't. And that's licensed physician or no. You shouldn't feel like that. This is still your life. If you use this medicine right, it can save your life. You use it wrong, it can kill you. Because if you use it wrong, you can do something wrong. And do something wrong that ultimately short-term or long-term really take you out. And it don't have to be from the plant. It's the result of your consequences, if nothing else. So if you use it wisely, be very careful, which is why I encourage folks to get legal, ultimately. Yes, it's on a state level. That's the only level it's to right now. But that's where you live. You want to at least follow the rules where you live until it is federally descheduled. It needs to be removed from the schedule personally. I don't want it, just decriminalized. Just take it off the schedule. Mm-hmm. Let it be used for what it can be used for. Mm-hmm. Countries signing, laws into signing laws every day to allow for medical and industrial use. I don't even want to say what country. I want to say Thailand yesterday. I saw an article. Really? But somebody just did that just yesterday. It's too many opportunities for this plant to benefit and replenish what we're already just ravaging. Mm-hmm. And be able to benefit from it if we just kind of part the waters and quit being selfish, because it could be very beneficial, but it can still be harmful if used wrong.
That's true. That is definitely true. It's all about being informed and having the education. Okay, so I got at least one more question for you. Okay. So, like you said, you're a reader, so you know all about definitions and terms.
I try.
So
I Google it if I don't.
Okay. So please let everyone know what an advocate is.
Someone that can help you speak for yourself when you can't speak for yourself. Be that in your presence or not in your presence. Because you have people that advocate for you at the state level, at the legislature. You had ground level, grassroots, patients, families, business owners, mom and pops that went down to Jeff City to testify about House Bill 2704. That was your public. That was your community that went down there and said, this is the bill we want. This puts all the things that we're asking for. I saw things in there that I want. Personally, as a parent, as a patient, as a prospective caregiver for folks, that's what I want. That should have been what prevailed and what actually is prevailing. But those people were advocating for the whole community, even those that don't know no better themselves. Because in our actual community, the things that have gotten more steam have gotten more steam with a real bad cloud of dishonesty in gathering that momentum. I'm an ethical person. I at least try to be ethical. Ethics and legality are two different things. I try to be a very ethical person. I would like folks to be legal. It's a way to be legal. Mm-hmm. But the ethics of us getting this change is really important, and everyone should be advocating for everyone else to know. So yeah, these platforms are saying we need to be looking deeper into this bill. Don't vote for it unless you know what it's really doing for us. And it's not giving what you think it's giving. The words are there. They will not do the things they say. Oh, just present it to us. That don't mean we got to take it. It's right there in black and white. I read as a kid a lot of these things, even though fictional books are great. Nonfiction is what teaches you. And that's definitely nonfiction. That's going to say, businesses that are already in business can get bigger. Those who want to, try to squeak in, they'll be able to squeak in. It's still going to be marginalized the way it is. But see, this is where I'm still promoting our medical cannabis program. As a patient, I can grow my own. I can be self-sufficient. So if I so feel I don't want to do dabs anymore, as a patient on my morality scale, and I want to exclusively grow and smoke my own, I have that right now. I never would depend on you as long as the state say I can keep doing it. And that means I don't have to ever come in a dispensary if you're not doing the ethics and the things that I'm okay with. That's how you make change, is your money.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. I'm just trying to figure out what even to drop on that one. What? Hey. Yeah. Nah, for real though. I think people, that's the biggest thing. And I ain't gonna say nothing else, but go ahead.
I mean, when you hear different stories, different companies, the thing about St. Louis is you always got a story to go with something. It's a story to go with Laclede Landon. It's a story to go with, folks from back in the Pruitt-Igoe days. Like, you got the Peabodys. Folks just from St. Louis, we have our stories. And these businesses that are from these grassroots areas, hear their stories. And if that jive with your vibe, then go with that. That's why I'm with the team I'm with. Everything about what I saw in this company and the people that founded it that I met in day ones. These my day ones that I met that co-founded this. And I was like, that's a dope team. And the opportunity presented itself for me to join that dope-ass team. Hey, I'm with all of that. If not from me, but to show that that opportunity is there. If you can't go into maybe an environment of opportunity that fits your specific skill set, and it's not that environment, we need to weed that out. Mm-hmm. No pun intended, but kind of intended. Mm-hmm. But no pun intended. We need to point those companies out because they need to fix it or go away. Or you can just be self-sufficient. Yeah. But you have the right to do that. You have the opportunity to be educated on the decisions that's going to be made if you don't listen to what's on the ballot. Mm-hmm. You can sit up here and think it's cool, and it's going to cripple it if we don't pay attention.
Right.
But even within those rules, fine. You cripple me, you handcuff me. I'm still going to find a way. The English language is an amazing thing. When the emergency rules came out, give me clarification. I found a way to do what I need. Mm-hmm. You just going to make me maneuver different. Or you going to allow me to open up the floodgates and let my people in.
Yeah.
Because the legacy market ain't going nowhere.
That's true. That's a fact.
And it's still going to be competition. So they still got to clean up. It still has to be reform. If you want to do what you claim you want to do, and that is eliminate the legacy market, because I don't call it illicit or black market. It's legacy. You need to do better. You better be coming better than the boy around the corner or your homeboy across county. If you not, then, that supply and demand.
Hey.
Because I know people that even in legacy market, you don't mess with everybody that you get your green from. It's some people that you be like, I never buy from them. They foul. They be beating on their chick in front of me. And you got people that have a moral, compass. I would hope we all have one. Mm-hmm. If you don't, okay, go ahead with the status quo. Mm-hmm. But those of us that maybe have a little bit of a stronger moral compass, these are some things you may want to think about before you support or delve deep or, just weigh that out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most definitely.
But I definitely, I've smoked and got a chance to see some amazing home cultivators that's gonna always look better than corporate cannabis because it's not in mass. Mm-hmm. It's craft. It's right there, hands on. It's babyfied. It's I loved on you right here. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that I will say, I'm excited to see how many more patients get into this. As the years go, more people get on board. They start getting comfortable with the idea of cultivating. I will say in renewals in the last few months that I've gotten, more people are like, okay, I'm ready to take on cultivation. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, okay, we ready? All right, yay. Let's see what you're working with. So, yes, especially ladies. Definitely the ladies. You'd be surprised. It take a lady to grow a good lady.
Yeah.
It does, because it's something about that understanding and exchange.
Yep, mark that. That was just the episode name. Taste a lady to make a lady. I mean it.
I've seen some awesome female cultivator flower that's like, yeah. I mean, you got plenty of guys. I work with some dope home cultivators. So, yeah, I get a chance to get a comparison. Because it's all about the love of the plant.
I like that.
I ain't got to grow it. I could just hang out with dope-ass people that do.
Yeah. But you basically work around it. You do some aspects of it.
I get to see it. Seeing it in the quality and amounts. But the quality that it is and being able to, really compare if it's really, good flowers, it got problems, is it trend right, is anything like that. Just every flower is different. Mm-hmm. Every strain is different, even if it's the same strain. Each cola is going to be different. And see, we don't use trim. We use A and B buzz. We use, the best flower. So we making sure that it tastes optimal for patients to really enjoy the best of the plant at an affordable cost. Mm-hmm. Being able to, yes, it's unique to some are more fruity, some are more spicy. We do awesome blends, so it's that entourage effect of it all, that smell, just working with it to get it ready, definitely makes us happy to get it out in a happy pace. Put the music on and we jamming.
Hey. Fuck with it. Mm-hmm. Fuck with it heavy. Oh, shit, hold on. Yeah, I got it. Point my mic towards me. I'm all far away sounding distant and shit. Damn, I'm over
I'm trying to be careful not to get too far from it.
Shit, you doing this better than I am at this point, shit.
Again, it's my upbringing and my childhood. Had to give, so witnesses is a school setting somewhat, just theologically. Mm-hmm. And you had your theocratic ministry school. You had to learn how to give talks and presentation and pausing and breathing and saying And yeah, as a kid, I was giving talks. I had to create my own script and 5-minute discourse type situation. Oh yeah.
That's hard.
When you are trained that way, you damn near can't unprogram it sometimes. So yeah, it's weird when I can sit outside. It's even in those actions, they prepared me to be able to provide something that's unique. So I know, like I said, my parents were awesome. I was very blessed to have them pour into me in a way that's unique onto anybody. So I can at least help folks in a different way.
Yeah. That's hard. I fuck with it, Shit.
Besides smoking, if you tell anything, you know, I teach you all about the stuff. There's so much stuff out here to find out. We were talking about the video games earlier.
Yeah.
Cause I'm definitely a Star Wars head.
I was gonna say I definitely wanted to bring that up before we went.
Yeah, I'm a Star Wars head. Definitely on Obi-Wan.
Okay.
Oh my God, I love little Leia. That is my new homegirl. That little girl is just perfect as little Leia because she giving all Carrie Fisher vibes.
Okay.
But it's the smart mouth almost that reminds me of my son.
Mm-hmm. So I feel so bad right now.
You haven't seen it. You sad.
Yo.
How you gonna want to talk about Star Wars? You ain't seen what's on TV.
I ain't saying I want to talk about
3
Star
weeks.
Wars. You said video games.
No, we went to the video games. I said Star Wars.
Exactly.
Like Star Wars is the hot shit right now.
So that's the only video game that you played?
Oh, Battleground? No. So Star Wars Battleground, like, what was her name? I forget her name, but I love that whole. I had to watch the gameplay just so I could watch the movie behind it. And figure out how to get the stuff. I'm not really a gamer. Like right now, my game is Plants vs. Zombies.
Plants vs. Zombies?
Plants vs. Zombies or Sonic Racing.
Okay.
But honestly, it's Plants vs. Zombies. I shooting as a corn kernel or shooting as a zombie. Like it's enough to, you know, play the game for a second. I was really into the casino on PS4 for a while.
Okay.
I had to stop because I was getting irritated. I wasn't winning real money. But I was really like, I go in, play a little blackjack, play a little Texas Hold'em, do some bingo for a while. I'm racking up. Like, boy, I wish I could cash out.
Nah, you're doing it the right way. You're doing it the right way.
Only when you need that money, though. When you're thinking about, like, I don't want to play this no more. It's making me mad because I'm not making no money. Because you be tempted to look at the little gas station. No. I'm not falling for that. That's how people fall for it. Be in the gas station all day playing the little slot machines. No.
Yeah, we'll talk about that off air. But
I don't go to the boat. I used to go like $20. If I lost it, cool. If I made more, cool. I don't go.
Like I said, that is some off air conversation that we will have. Don't you worry about that. I changed your whole mind on that.
I don't do many video games, so I didn't grow up having a game system. My parents didn't buy that, so I had to get into it as an adult. I was a novice on the Dreamcast on Bloody Roar. I was beating everybody that came through our house, and I was pregnant, so I was hustling people.
Oh shit!
They thought I was like stupid. I was like, because my ex-husband and his cousin, they were, you know, party guys and all of that. Oh, you think? I give you my money.
That's hard.
I couldn't smoke. I was pregnant, but I could take your money.
That's hard.
So yeah, that was really the only one. Yeah, I couldn't get into the game systems too much like that.
See, I got an Xbox, so I play 2K.
Spider-Man. I did Spider-Man. I did which Marvel? The Miles Morales Spider-Man, the most recent one, the old one. Marvel, DC, anything DC.
Okay. I play Tekken.
I have Wonder Woman tatted on my arm.
Oh, that's hard.
So yeah, anything DC. Injustice. Yeah, I was in Injustice for a while. I had that a few different times. I had to stop playing it so much because I just kept doing the same stuff.
What about you, Tyler?
As far as video games go?
Yeah.
Getting back into it. I was a big Elder Scrolls growing up, so I'm just replaying all the old nerd games.
Okay.
My nerd game was Battle Chess.
I played RuneScape.
I don't think.
That was like old school. That was like early, like, shit. I was in like grade school.
Which system?
Nah, that was like computer.
Yeah. That's what Battle Chess was.
It's like it was like the internet though. That was back when you had to like dial in and all that shit. That's back in those days.
Nah, I was just upload. No, it was Battle Chess. I remember the queen. She used to sashay across the board. Like, she would sashay and she would, like, stab the knight in the back of the head. In the back after she kissed him. Like, when she would take that space. It was weird. The rook would turn into this big thing-looking creature. It was so weird. But I was playing chess, so it was making my, you know, my dad was like, oh, I'll get that game.
That's hard.
But because they were animated. I just remember she used to say it was because the queen can move anywhere on the board, so of course you used it a lot. So it would just be funny to do. Her animations was the best.
Yeah. I want to start doing like games and shit on the pod. Like we was playing board games last weekend with some homies, and that shit, like we ever have like game night and all that shit. That should be fun.
I'm supposed to go to bingo for my friend's birthday Saturday. So
Yeah.
trap bingo.
Okay.
We gonna see how this go. Well, let me win. I need to win it.
Hey, for real though.
That'll be fun. See, that's why I was missing bingo because I took that casino game off the PS4. I'd been wanting to play bingo, so when I saw the flyer, I was like, I'm on it. I'm there. Yeah. Put my ticket aside. Yeah.
I used to be a big Sims fan too. I used to play that all the time. I did that for
a while, and it got weird.
Yeah.
Like, you spend too much time in Sims, you detach from real life. Yeah.
See, I played it when I was a kid, so.
Yeah. I'm on Merge Mansion on my phone now.
What's that?
The commercial with Kathy Bates and Rose from 2.5 Men. It's just a matching game, like you merging stuff. But I got sold off the commercial. I ain't gonna lie. Like Kathy Bates.
Hey, you watched that one show that she got?
Disjointed?
Yeah.
I saw like a couple of episodes. Is that on Netflix? Because I don't have Netflix.
Yeah, I got rid of Netflix.
Like Hulu and HBO Max. My HBO Max be tripping. We have Disney as a family. We're being shared that. But I share my Hulu with my dad, so it's okay. I don't watch broadcast TV for real.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on my shows to like upload. I actually I'm waiting on it to come back on Hulu. Murders in the Building. Okay. It's got Martin Short, Steve Martin, and Selena Gomez. And it also surrounds a podcast, a murder podcast.
Interesting.
So all three of them are fans of this murder podcast that Tina Fey does. Mm-hmm. And in the midst of them trying to get to this breaking episode, there's a murder in their building. After all these episodes, of course, you see all of the twists and the turns and, the red herrings. And it's good storyline. Mm. They've created a podcast out of their situation. Mm. So now the three of them doing this podcast on top of investigating an act of murder, and then it gets worse. And now I'm waiting on season 2 to start, and it needs to stop playing with me. Once I found, I was like, oh my God, this is so good. Yeah. Because I love a good whodunit, and it really is a good whodunit.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a podcast. It's it's real meta.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, it's so funny because you wouldn't think Selena Gomez would get along with them two old heads. But I come up from the, 80s SNL era. Mm. My dad used to have a VHS with Eddie Murphy doing a hot tub dance. Back in the 80s. So, yeah, I grew up in that era.
I'm going to have to check that out. I got to look that up on YouTube.
Funny. Steve Martin Show was always funny. But this Three Musketeer thing that they got going is cute because it's a whole generation gap.
Yeah.
Selena Gomez, she like in her 20s.
See,
she's an adult now, but she's still in her 20s.
Okay. I ain't never seen it. I'm going to check it out. See, I usually be looking at YouTube and all that.
Yeah, I go deep into YouTube, especially when new episodes come out. I got to watch people with their Easter eggs and the break me down because I be missing stuff, but I like the lore. Because I grew up with Star Wars. I grew up with, liking comic books and stuff like that. So they make the content, so I just don't have to think about it. I just watch when they upload it.
Oh, you cheating.
But I get to learn it. Like, I remember a lot of stuff, but to connect it is pretty dope because I grew up. The first one came out in 77. I wasn't born, but the second one came out in 80. Like, that's what's up. Like, I grew up with these movies.
That's true.
And it's so cute now. Like, my kids get to enjoy it with me. And they be looking at me like, really? Yes, really. I wanted them buns. I tried to have them buns several times. We used to do them space buns, too. Them big cinnamon buns on the side of your head. I couldn't hear it. I hated that feeling.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, everybody tried the cinnamon buns. I'm looking goofy. Part be awkward. Not me, because I'm pretty meticulous. I No.
And now I kind of want to change the episode name now.
Like I said, I done all the things I did. Hair. I was like an apprentice. Yeah. No, I've done all the things. I don't have to do nothing. I get to talk and play weed. I've retired to this.
Shit, that's what I'm trying to return to. But you know,
And then I get to retire and just not do any of this stuff and just tell people how to do it.
see, I don't know if I want to get to that point. I think I always want to be doing something. Like
I got some decades to go.
Oh, yeah.
It's transitions. Like I look at my dad from being a police officer and he was a teacher first, coming out of high school, and then went to the academy. Police officer, and then going in law enforcement different steps to the point where now he's back teaching law enforcement.
That's hard.
It's in his field.
That's hard.
When you do and have known it for so long, he's not in the schools no more getting kicked in the knees by kids having fights.
Yeah.
I worked with him downtown as a dispatcher, same time he was in high school, you know, having to break up fights at Roosevelt. That's not safe for my 60-some-year-old daddy to be doing.
Right.
At this age, it is better for him to start giving instruction, and as an elder, start doing just in the community, not a religious elder, but because he's no longer one. Just as one of our people of leadership and knowledge, you should be getting all of that.
Yeah.
And he don't have to stress out. Just chill out. Let the younger ones do it. I've been trying to convince him to create like curriculum where I want him to teach security into cannabis from the traditional law enforcement side, but from your hood side.
That's hard.
Because you from the hood.
Yeah.
Like, he speaks in a way that on the phone he's racially ambiguous. His name is very racially ambiguous. It is very, you don't know who you walking up on. And he's still gonna have some shit kicker boots on and a suit. It don't matter. Like, he's not your average guy. But he still wants you to know everything that you need to know and make sure you do it right, because as he's shared with me and he shared with his students the very first day of them even touring, you know, to decide this is what they want to do as a career of law enforcement, is this is the only career you can step into and in 30 seconds be dead. As soon as you clocked in, you dead. Because of the complacency or maybe poor judgment of your fellow man, or just you not being on top of it. You need to be on top of it at all times. And if no one's taught you that, let's now teach you that. So to know that he's transitioned, able to give that knowledge, it's like I soak it in still. I be listening.
Yeah.
Memory loss is a side effect of my medication. So I be needing refreshers in real life. So don't. English language is an amazing thing to use. I'm telling y'all.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. For real though.
And somebody be like, "Oh, you a stomach?" No, it's a side effect of my medication. No.
Yeah. Shit. Speaking on that, I'm starting to get hungry, man. Gotta figure out something.
Same.
Shit. All right, let them know where they can find you at.
I am at almost all the socials. Dawn The Cannabis Advocate on Instagram, YouTube. Dawn The Patient Advocate on Facebook. 314-465-8516. Folks usually just text or give me a call. You can also email me at dawnthecannabisadvocate@gmail.com. All those words are all traditional spelling. The whole word. And on Instagram, you got to type out the whole word. I'm shadow banned because I have the name cannabis in the name. So, yeah, you got to spell the whole thing out. It's happened to many people. It's like, you got to.
Damn, you cold. I ain't trying to bomb for you. Shit, you just did all your shit.
I don't want to be shadow banned, though.
Nah, that was hard. Like, you know what I'm talking about. Like, she just smoked that shit.
Well, can you put it on the clip and send it to me? I need to just go to the commercial together and just like, hey.
I got you, because that was good. Yo, I got you for real, because that was good.
I try. It's nice to have everything there. I haven't taken on any other social medias. I've been emphatically encouraged to get a TikTok. I can't say that I'm going to be ready to jump on that, but I've delegated creating it to my best friend cousin. So let's see how quickly I get that up for y'all. I'll work on it. I promise. If I don't judge me. But the YouTube content, I'm definitely trying to work on at least, because I know the TikTok thing is I'm a long format kind of girl sometimes to be fully informed. But short format is cool. I'm not that, let me not say nothing that's not a tactful statement. That would be rude. I'm not that scatterbrained to want to do it like that. Like, I can't get into TikTok personally because scrolling already on Instagram is kind of a bad drug. And that seems like it's an overload. Even though there's absolutely great avenues in it. Like I've been told, and I know I was supposed to be checking it out. I know there's great avenues, but there's great avenues in all these social media sites, and there's also the rabbit hole. Yeah. And it's a self-discipline thing.
Yeah, I get it. Trust, I definitely get it.
Yeah, it's not easy. Adulting sucks.
For real though. Yo, let them know your socials. Oh wait, no, yeah, sign out.
Socialist team behind the scenes. If you see me out and about, I'm sorry.
Hey,
oh no,
I like
You're
that.
dope. What are you talking about? You've been awesome. He been back there like keeping me calm and like you're cool.
Yeah. Nah, he's switching it up. I like it. He trying to come up with something each time. I like it. I see what you're doing there.
It's because I don't ever remember the last thing I said. So
I feel you.
I feel like that. So yeah, when I catch clips of myself talking, be like, I do say it like this, so I should structure that somewhere. And I always forget. So this will be awesome.
Yeah. All right. So, who should I start out with first? Yeah, I'll start out with Lila. So, y'all already know. Lila was on assignment. She'll let us know about it next time she get back. But you can find her at Groger STL on all social media platforms. Then y'all already know, follow Ryan at Ryan Risky Fargo on all social media platforms. Make sure you follow Flucker. Then make sure you follow TooT3rpd on Instagram. Make sure you also follow us on YouTube. Hit us up on that hotline with the voicemails and text, 314-399-9711. And don't forget to follow me, Donovan 2408, on all social media platforms. And it's just like that. Y'all already know it's been another episode of the TooT3rpd podcast. And we will see y'all next time. Peace.
It's TooT3rpd.
Yeah, we did that. That's a good one.